Hi, so today what we're going to be doing is some metallics, just some simple metallics, um, how to apply them onto your model, how to stick a wash on them to make them look really fab, and how to mix up a couple of different colors to break up just a big expanse of steel on there. So I'm going to be using Necromunda Ambot for this. Got lots of nice quite close packed detail on there that works really well with this. And yeah, we'll see how that looks. And again, the aim for this is to get you some good results without spending absolutely ages on it. Paints that I'd recommend using: Iron Hand Steel by Citadel, Retributor Armor for a bit of gold, and Screaming Bell for a bit of copper effect, and Agrax Earthshade. The great thing with this is it goes over all three of those and will give you a really good satisfying finish. Okay, if you have never tried dry brushing before, this is what you do. So the idea is you've got some, quite imagine my hand there, the fingers are the detail on the model. Instead of running paint over it normally, where the paint would go in to all the different recesses, you want to be leaving some of these areas in between black, which is why we've done a black undercoat on this. So instead of, let's say if this was the brush, instead of going in that way, you're leaving less paint on the brush and you're going across that way, so that the tip of the brush only hits on the bits that you want. Let's see if we can get through this video without flinging a load of paint everywhere. So here we go. Get some paint on your brush. You wipe most of it off on a little hanky or something, and then if you can, go against the grain of it. And when we're done with this stuff, I will pick out some of the, if you see there, a lot of the black is left showing in the middle there. Okay, right, I'm going to pause this because it could be dead boring to watch me do all of this, and show you when the okay, so you see we've got some Iron Hand Steel on a load of the kind of innards of the robot, of the not an amble, what are they called, these things? Ambots, there you go. What I'm going to do now is just add a little bit of extra interesting bits to it by putting some Retributor Gold. This time you want a more detailed brush. This time we're not dry brushing, you're actually painting it onto some of the detail there. And probably about a quarter to a fifth of the surface area, just to kind of interest the eye a little bit more, so it's not just steel all over the place. So the rivet in the middle of the buzzsaw there, hopefully this is showing. What else are we going to do? Yeah, this kind of circular bit here. If there's any engineers out there, I'm sure you can say which bits would actually be better made out of a different bit of different type of metal, but that's not me. This, what you can do with this bit here is take most of it off your brush. It's still a bit wet, and just move it to the right, and using the side of the brush, and you see that still skips over the detail there. Got a bit in the middle, but that'll get tidied up when the wash comes on. So you can already see it's starting to look a bit more interesting. Then I'm going to add a few more. I'm not going to get you to watch all that, but add some more bits of gold. Okay, so on there we've got a few gold bits on there. Just kind of breaks up all of that big sea of steel that's going on. What we do now, add another colour in there, another warmer colour. So we've got Screaming Bell. We're going to go with a quite small brush that's size 2.0 Rosemarine Coat. Rosemarine Coat, really nice brushes, by the way. And we're just going to add a few more bits in there, just a bit less And again, use the side of the brush on that screw head there. Another thing when doing this is just try and keep it symmetrical as you can. Pick our colour bits. Where else should we do? Let's have this kind of ball thing inside here. And again, one of the advantages of doing it black is any bits you can't get to, you don't need to worry about painting because they're going to be in shadow and they're going to be black. So in terms of speed and the best return on speed for effect, you know, time that you've spent for the amount of effect that you get, this is good. This little bit in the middle here too. Anyway, I'm going to pause this and then show you how to do a wash. Okay, wash time. So let's see if I can break my record of 1 pot of paint spilled for every paint video so far. All right, so we've got on here, let's just change the zoom a little bit there. What we've got here is I put some copper on there, just again to break things up. One of the other things, if you are doing Necromunda and spraying things like, you can actually use this exact same technique on the base. So as soon as you got this done, you've just got the armor plate to do, and you're about there. You're not far off. There's a few kind of funky looking pipes you could do, but you know, once you've done that, you're getting there. And remember, the ideas I'm showing are to try and get things done with good quality, a bit of speed, so you can get your gang done or whatever done and get on with the rest of your life. So got some Agrax Earthshade now. This works on all three. So you just start add a little bit of water to it. Just start applying that over all of the metal, and I'll give it a bit of grime, make it look a little bit more realistic. You know, if you want over this, you can go back and do some you could go and do some highlights over the top of this, do some more weathering and stuff. But you can, hopefully you can already see there difference between that claw and that claw. Starting to get some shade on it. Okay, so I'm just going to pause the video, get the rest of the metal washed, and we'll see what it looks like. Just extra tip got here is, let's say on that shoulder pad, you're working something with a raised edge. It's really hard to go in like that and have the control to paint it really straight. Again, that's where you can use the side of the brush. If you see, the tip of the brush is kind of halfway in across the shoulder pad. Just use the side of the brush with some paint that's not absolutely runny and sopping, but it's got enough paint on it for it to move smoothly. You can get a really nice neat job. And after saying that, I'm very happy that I've not gone way over the line. Okay, extra tip there. So you can see the finished metal here. You could go back and highlight that a bit more with some of the original colours, so it would make it look a bit sharper. I do quite like the muted, more dry brush look on it though. You could take a brighter shade of metal. All the metals come in different shades. There's lighter and darker shades of them all. But what I'm going to do in a bit, I'm going to highlight, I'm going to fill in the panels, the black panels, with a different colour there, just to show you what the model would look like when it's all done and dusted. But I hope you can see that you can get quite a nice effect without too much time spent. Okay, right, we've now got the really finished effect. Really today we've just been going through the metallic. You can see a lot more on the back, and for such a simple, simple process, and really not that many steps involved with it, I think you get a really nice effect. To start to complete it, so you can see what it looks like on a finished model, and also what it looks like on the base there too. So anyway, so I hope you found that useful. If anybody's got any techniques or things they'd like to try and save time on, please let me know in the comments. That sounds like I know what I'm doing with this thing, doesn't it? And I'll see what I can sort out. All right, everybody, have a good time and happy painting.